Hello, everyone, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Erin, and I am the Erintainer at your service. I know, it's so corny, it's charming. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. We skipped a video this week. I do apologize. I had a little bit of an audio issue, and I just want to give you guys the hottest, highest quality content possible. So I was like, I'm not gonna share this. No, because I take this seriously. I want us to connect. I want you to trust me, because here on the Erintainer, you're always going to get that high quality content. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. Let's get into today's topic. All of the alpha men and the feminists are always saying, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Well, what do you bring to the table? And then we're like, the whole table. And I even brought some chairs, okay? And the cutlery and the food. I brought the whole table. Well, in today's stories, we're like, what do you bring to the table? And also, is it like worth it? I don't think so. So let's get right into it. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend? We're going to run that one back. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend that if all she brings to the table is, then she shouldn't be surprised that's all I want? Just going to say, whoa, dude, right off the bat. Right off the bat, I'm going to be like, whoa, let's just be a little more respectful. But like with everything, guys, we need a little context. So let's get some. Sorry, this isn't incel rage bait. I am not trying to get her to agree to free use or bang maid or anything like that. Am I getting old? What do these terms mean? Free use? Bang maid? Am I just like super old now? I don't understand what's going on with the young folk. What's going on? My girlfriend and I were having a discussion about our future. She used the phrase, what do you bring to the table? Ooh, it's such a triggering question to ask. And I think like if you don't see what your partner is bringing to the table, like how they're making your life better, then why are you even with them? I would never ask my fiance what he brings to the table because he is serving, okay? I got double, triple helpings of mashed taters. I am getting my cranberry sauce. I don't know why I'm in a Thanksgiving theme today. Maybe I want a little tofurkey. I don't know what's going on, but I would never ask him what he brings to the table because doesn't that make you feel like you have like no use, no worth, no value? That is so messed up. And why are we dating people if we don't already love and cherish who they are? Guys, remember, I'm really good at relationship advice. Don't make other people fit your mold. Appreciate other people with whoever they are. And if there's something you don't like, then you don't have to be with them. But asking them, well, what do you bring to the table? It's just rude. It's rude. Stop doing it. So we're back to the story. Sorry, guys. Tangent. She used the phrase, what do you bring to the table? I said that my job made our lifestyles possible, that I did my share of the household chores, and that I always treated her with respect. She said that was the bare minimum. Uh-oh. She said that she also contributes to our budget. She does. About 10% of our budget is from her. Ooh. I didn't care. I thought the plan was for her to contribute more once she got a job after she graduated. Apparently, that is not the plan. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom to our dogs because we are child-free. Wait. Okay, first of all, yeah, ideal situation. I mean, I get what she's saying, but if you're a workaholic like me, that's just not going to work out. And why are you going to grad school? Why are you paying for school if you're like, I just want to be a stay-at-home dog mom? I'm like, is she joking? What's going on? And I'm so sorry, but like, it doesn't matter to me about gender roles. Like, the woman needs to cook and clean and the man needs to provide. Sometimes the woman's the breadwinner, and that just means that the man might have to pick up some of the household slack, might have to wash a dish or two, might have to learn how to cook and make some dinner. That's totally fine, totally normal. But if you are not working and you're just at home all day, you also need to keep stuff clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only fair. Because I think of what you would want if you were in the situation. It doesn't matter who's the man, who's the woman, what the gender roles are. It doesn't frickin' matter. The division of labor needs to be all of the labor. Do you both work full time? Okay, then we need to figure out how we can divide all of our household duties. Do we need to hire someone for the lawn? Do we need to hire someone to help us clean because we can't manage it if we're both working full time? Or maybe one person works part time and they're like, okay, cool. I can like make sure laundry's done and I'll make sure on whatever day I do a nice deep clean of the house so the house looks nice. Like part of my like new like evening routine, even though I do work full time, I don't work as much as my partner. And as much as my feminist heart hates to feel like I'm always the one to cook and I'm always the one to clean, it's just kind of had to become a part of my evening routine. Once I stop work, I start dinner and then I clean the kitchen top to bottom. And I try to make sure that there's like one day where I can like vacuum and do all the fun stuff. Fun stuff. Cleaning is not fun, but you know what I mean. Throw on a true crime podcast and get her done, boy. Like the division of labor is dependent upon each couple, okay? Figure out what works for you in your pairing. Don't force someone else with some like hidden expectation that you have. Sorry, guys. I know sometimes you're like, just finish the story before you start talking, Erin, but like, I've had a lot of coffee today and an energy drink, so I'm just kind of like, let's go. Okay, let's just roll with it. Okay, so I said if all she brings to the table is sex, then I would expect it all the time as a joke. She didn't take it that way. She said that I earn enough for both of us and that she would be doing lots of other stuff for us. That thinking of her as just for the boink boink was demeaning. I asked for examples, but she couldn't give any except her half of the chores. Her half? Her half. So she would want me to work, support her, and do half the housework in return for what exactly? Watching my dogs? Wait, what? It's the entitlement for me. I said that wasn't going to happen. She could either contribute fairly or we were not going to work because I do not want a big maid. Yikes. Also, I want to save money. Right now, I'm subsidizing her life, so I'm not putting as much into my retirement as I would like. She said she wasn't serious about staying home, but she's angry with me for what I said. I was just trying to make light of what I thought was a ridiculous idea. Okay. So I feel like she got offended and then was like, oh my gosh, I was joking. And he's like, I was joking too. And she's like, well, no, your joke hurt my feelings. And he's like, your joke hurt my feelings. Y'all need to like be able to joke around with each other without it being taken personally. Like obviously this is something that rubs both of you the wrong way. But I'm team not the a-hole. That's how I feel about the sitch. Not the a-hole, but let's see what the rest of Reddit thinks. Someone writes, wait, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom with no child and do half the chores? Half? That's what I said. What kind of stay-at-home mom without kids is making her man do half the chores after he comes home? Seriously, without kids, there is barely any chores to do if both of them clean up after themselves. Vacuum every second day and clean the bathroom. She wants to stay home and just do F-all is what I'm reading. Wait, vacuum every second day? Are you vacuuming your house every other day? Am I disgusting? Am I not vacuuming my home enough? I do it like once a week. Am I gross? Is that what? Am I Am I disgusting? I feel like once a week's a good enough amount. We also don't wear shoes in the house. You vacuum every other day. Where do you get the time? They're like, my hobby is vacuuming. Someone says, wait, she's telling you she wants a future with you, but is asking what you bring to the table like she's interviewing you for a job. Also, who asks their partner, what do you bring to the table? If you're not sure why you're dating me, then why the F are you dating me? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm hella confused about what she was hoping would come out of this conversation. You don't bring anything to the table, but should definitely fully support me, even though I'm of able mind and body. What? This is so weird. Weird. If she can't actually articulate what she will bring to the table in the future, then that's the actual issue. If neither of you meant what you said, then taking offense is just a deflection away from the root problem. We are getting like psychological up in here. I love it. Yeah, we got to dig a little deeper in our brains, okay? We got to listen with our ear holes. And we got to dig a little bit deeper. We got to have a nice little heart to heart with our partner and don't start the conversation with, well, what are you bringing to the table? Instead, maybe say, hey, I'm really busy and I don't really feel supported at home because when I'm really exhausted after working all day, I really don't want to have to like cook and clean. Could you help? Oh, wow. Now you're voicing that you have a need that I should try to meet. Wow. Or, hey, I am feeling really drained from graduate school. Graduate school? Yeah, graduate school. I'm feeling really drained and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get a job right away. I might need a little bit of a break and I'll like clean at home and stuff like that, but I would love to just take like a month off and just like reset after finals or whatever. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's compromise. Y'all just need to have like a better conversation. Just talk better. Just talk better. Okay, guys, next cheapo spouse. Am I the a-hole for divorcing my stingy husband after 6 months? Is this why they say women are just after your money? Because it feels like both these examples are women that just like want the money. But let's see. I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge a title by its words. Let's go. My husband, 26 male, and I, 24 female, have been married for 6 months, together for 3 years. When we met, it was seemingly as though the stars had aligned and everything was perfect. Oh, it always seems like that, honey. My family loved him and his family loved me, and we built a great network of friends around us. Where we're from, it's common for adults, men and women, to continue living with their parents until they get married. So that's what we were both doing. At the time, he was working a decent job for his age and skill level, while I was doing some freelance work and trying to build a business because where we live, I'm not legally allowed to work as a foreign woman, despite being highly overqualified. Anyway, fast forward to 3 months before the wedding. I got distracted trying to plan everything. His family wanted a big wedding, and we spent a lot of time looking for a place and furnishing it. We split everything in half, but legally he's required to pay rent, although once I was making enough, I fully intended on splitting 50-50. It was stressful, but we eventually got through. However, my plans to launch my business got pushed back, and I had to postpone taking on any new clients until after we're settled. Once we started living together, the problems began. He almost never helped out with household chores or anything, so I would end up spending hours each day doing so. He also expected dinner to be ready by the time he got home, but didn't like it when I worked after he's back, so I almost never had time to focus on my work. And despite making it abundantly clear that I had no intention of ever becoming a housewife, it seemed like I unintentionally found myself in the role. Ugh. The issue is, he expected me to do all the homemaker duties without fulfilling any of his breadwinner responsibilities. He would constantly bring up that he pays the rent and he pays the bills. He would always blindside me by getting groceries without me so he can pick and choose what he deems necessary without taking into account that I have to deal with cooking and using what he bought for the house. What? That doesn't make any sense. How is he supposed to know what to get so you can cook it if he wants you to cook it? That is so freaking weird. He would argue with me for hours whenever I'd ask him for money to pay my phone bill or get a cup of coffee when out with my friends. Mind you, I never asked him to take me shopping, for instance, and he never has. Yet he was perfectly fine splurging on himself every month as soon as his paycheck came in. When I suggested a grocery budget of around $200 per month, that is so cheap. He told me it was too much and asked me to cut it down. So for a while, all we ate was chicken, tuna, and eggs for dinner. Eventually, he told me he's been dealing with some debt due to all the wedding expenses 6 months prior, but 2 days later went on to buy himself a new luxury watch. This is weird. He also doesn't support me emotionally, mentally, or professionally, and constantly minimizes what I do despite the fact that he knows I'm well on a road to success. I have brought up my concerns in every way possible and tried to find every solution for our problems, but he never seemed to care or listen. Red flag, girl. A few weeks ago, we had a big fight and I blew up everything by telling my family, who were shocked by everything I told them, and think divorce is now better than once kids are involved. Since the fight, he said he'd been working on himself. They always say this, and towards fixing our issues, and said that it's only been 6 months and that I should give our marriage a chance. I'm not sure I have any more chances left to give. So, am I the a-hole for blowing up the marriage only 6 months after saying our vows? Okay, there's a lot going on here, but sometimes in a partnership, someone has to make some sacrifices if you want to support the other person in living their dreams. So, if you are trying to launch this business and you've already agreed upon him being the primary financial caregiver of the home or of the two of you, and it sounds like if you were living with your parents beforehand, maybe you had like saved money or had like less money, like less bills to pay. But something that I've found, and it's more so in like people of an older generation, I've found this with family, even like working from home. They don't think that you're actually working if you're at home. They like can't understand that like just because you're working on something that and you're investing time and money into something that might not create income until later, sometimes they don't consider that work. Or just if you have a work from home job. I don't know if any like other millennials have felt this way, but I've totally like gone to visit family and said, okay, well, like we have to work. I have to be on my computer from 9 to 5 today. And it's like they just come and talk to you and want to go on a walk or want to go to lunch. And you're like, I literally am working. Like, just because I'm near you doesn't mean I don't need to like focus on this task for work. So there's like this weird disconnect with people sometimes, especially if they've never worked from home or created or tried to build their own business. And he's just not seeing the bigger picture right now. And it's also like he's withholding money from you, which if you're married now, and depending on the situation, if there was a prenup or what the money situation is, you guys chose to get married. So technically, whatever the home or the couple or the marriage brings in is for both of you to split now because you guys decided to get married. So it's not appropriate for him to only give you like certain amounts of money. It's fine if he gives you like a budget every month, like, hey, this card has like a limit of $1,000 a month. You can like use it for groceries, use it for bills, use it if you need to go to like the movies with your friend, like whatever. But like we can't go over that because we need to be smart about our money. But like withholding money and not letting you go get coffee with your friends, that's just kind of wild. But also, I feel like the only alternative is you getting a part-time job, like if you want to make the marriage work and you have to put a little less time in your business and then you also get a part-time job, so at least you have your own money. I think both partners in any relationship, you both need your own money, in my opinion. I think that's just the safest way to go, especially with women. I just think that it's a way someone else can control you if you don't have any of your own money. We're getting really serious, guys. Okay, let's get back to the fun part. I just wanted to say that, but like, yeah, let's have some more fun. Not the a-hole. You aren't divorcing him because he's stingy. Stingy would be he's buying the cheapest brands to save a buck. But the man is out here buying luxury watches. You're divorcing him for being sexist, unsupporting, and completely lacking in empathy. Ideally, you'd have seen those things before you got married, but you have seen absolutely no effort on his part to try to change his behavior or after getting married. So I can't see how waiting anymore would improve anything. Yes. And this person goes, I mean, he still buys the cheapest brands, but not when it's something for him. Sweet what? Sweet what? Sweetie, you know your answer. You don't have to stay with him. You are what, 24 years old? Y'all got married way too young, in my opinion. Rip the Band-Aid off, but just know you're going to have to take care of yourself now. I don't know where you're from. It said that you lived with your parents still, or maybe you lived with your parents up until the marriage. But y'all got to figure this out, and you need to tell him exactly what your expectations are. What are your expectations and what are your boundaries? And if he doesn't get that, then boy, bye. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this installment of the Erintainer, and as always, appreciated my fantastic relationship advice. I wasn't that fantastic? Who knows? But thank you guys so much for your support. I'm so happy to be back here, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.